Are you recording? Okay. Hey guys, so happy and excited to be here the week before we head to Indianapolis for Summit 2019. We are going to not do recognition today just because it is the first Monday of the month, also the first when our numbers haven't been officially closed out yet, so I don't want to get anything wrong when it comes to Success Club, so I'm going to wait to do that and just post it in the team page. But we had a great month. I'm pretty sure Teresa finished at the very top of Team Fit Dynasty, so just want to say congratulations to her because I know for sure that she had, I think, Success Club 14 or 16 the last time I checked. I'm not sure if that was higher. It was 16? 16, Success Club 16. So amazing job to Teresa, and then I will shout everybody else out as soon as those numbers are finalized so I get them right. So we're really going to jump right into Summit, and then Pam's going to speak for a few minutes before we go into an actionable item. And I am actually before we go into Summit, obviously we had a huge launch day today with Morning Meltdown 100. I actually just finished the first mini meltdown workout myself just now, right before I hopped on this call. And it's funny because it's Morning Meltdown 100, and I always work out in the morning, and today I worked out at 8 p.m., so didn't get the morning part right, but I really love the workout, and first of all, you guys, just like any launch, you have to, if we're running an active, you're running your business, if you're on this call, I'm sure you want to run your business and be successful. We need to be purchasing every single program that comes out and doing it along with our challengers for the very first time. It's so super important to be able to speak to a program from experience. And I learned that the hard way because I never used to do that because I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem like my cup of tea. No, you have to get that accessories bundle at the very least if you don't want a challenge pack. Remember, coaches can get challenge packs when things launch, which is pretty cool, but especially when you sign up. So this is a great way for the next, I think, 15 days to get new coaches enrolled with the Morning Meltdown 100 Challenge Pack to get them going, people that have been really thinking about coaching. So I recommend to reach out to all those people who you've talked about coaching with, who were interested and maybe on the fence, and then the conversation tapered off. Bring it back up with Morning Meltdown 100 because this is such a great program. If you listen to Jericho today on the National Wake Up Call, it was amazing, and I love her even more now. And if you haven't listened to it yet, I really highly recommend that you go back and listen to her National Wake Up Call. I shared it in the team page, or you can go to Team Beachbody Coach 411, where they all are recorded, and watch that. So really excited about this launch. A lot of people on our team already purchased the program early this morning, which is awesome. If you haven't yet, you guys go and purchase it right away and talk to your challengers, any discount coaches, any of your coaches, to get this program to try it with you for the very first time. So we're going to be talking more about Morning Meltdown 100 in the next week or two. It's going to obviously a big deal at Summit. And now I just want to go into just chatting a little bit about Summit and some of the reminders and letting you guys know I am going to be posting a packing list, just some items from going the past couple of years that were helpful. Like one, I just remembered that I need to pack a notebook, obviously, to take a bunch of notes. And one other little thing, and I'm going to put the whole packing list on the team page, was my portable charger because your battery will die. Everybody's on their phones, right? It's a Beachbody conference. So your battery is going to there's 30,000 people trying to do the same thing. I feel like my battery was dead like halfway through the day, so that portable charger was so necessary. So if you have one, charge it up, pack it in your bag. If you don't, definitely worth the money to get one of those. Okay, so just want to talk through a couple things at Summit. They are doing it a little bit differently this year. So I just mentioned to Pam before we started that I'm pretty sure we have a good amount of people represented in each different track at Summit this year, which is awesome because after the conference and we come home, I would love to hear from people in each of the different tracks to maybe join us in a team call or do a Facebook Live in Team Fit Dynasty or Tribe Redefine to talk about the different tracks so we can learn from all of them, right? So Pam and I will be in one. We have several people in our Diamond track, and then there's going to be other people in the Emeralds and below track. So I'm really excited about this year because it's material that's catered to each stage of the business. So it's very specific to where you are right now. And I think that's something that was missing in the past, just because it was a general session. That's what it was called. And it was very generalized, right? And there were really great topics, but I don't think everything spoke to a new coach like it would speak to a leader in the business for 7 years, right? So because they're doing this, I think it's going to be really helpful to us. So I will, Pam too, if we can maybe identify people in the different tracks and then ask for them to share some of their top takeaways or pick maybe 2 of their trainings and talk about them. I think that would be really helpful for the whole team so we can hear from all of the different speakers that are going to have at Summit. So those are in the breakout sessions in the convention center, and then there's also general session in the stadium. And we just a couple of reminders. So I haven't decided where we're going to meet, but I'm going to get all the information out in the next week before we head out. I would really love to pick a place to meet so we can walk over together to the stadium so we can sit together for the welcome general session. It's just really, it's fun. It's big, right? And some of us have been there, some of us haven't. So I want to make sure. I was actually going to do a happy hour that night on Thursday before we headed over to the welcome. But because I'm doing a workout now on Thursday, I know some of you are doing Jericho's workout. It's just probably going to be too rushed. So I think if we pick a meeting spot so we can at least meet up and walk over together, this way we can kind of stick together, and I'll get all the times and have an agenda written up so we know exactly when we can get there to walk over together. And this is something I want you guys to keep in mind. They're going to be announcing where we're expanding for our Beachbody business. So, right, we're in the United States, obviously. We're in Canada. We are in the UK. And we're going to a new country. And I'm guessing they're going to announce it on that night, on Thursday. So if you're not going to Summit, you can watch the opening ceremony they live stream it. I highly, highly recommend that you tune into that. It's really cool to be able to see it. Obviously, it's not as great, awesome as being there, but it's definitely the next best thing. So tune in. We start around 7:45 on Thursday night, and they're going to stream it. I am planning on, I don't know. My guess is we're either expanding to Australia or we're expanding to Mexico, maybe. I don't know. I hope it's Australia because it's English-speaking country. I don't personally speak Spanish. But it's just a really good opportunity to grow and expand our businesses abroad, right? I didn't handle the UK launch very well because I had no idea what I was doing. So I want to be better prepared. And once I have something written up of what I'm going to do, so really as soon as they figure out where we're going, I'm going to have my assistant, Sarah, or if you guys want to have it set up and ready to go, I will probably be running some kind of Facebook ad or an Instagram ad geared toward that location and make sure it's ready to go so I can just kind of press that button because everybody's going to be doing that same thing. You don't have to do it. It's just something to consider if you want to do that and kind of be ready. They're also going to do a lot. They do product announcements. They're going to announce the new program for January. They'll probably announce where we're going for Summit next year and putting those tickets on. I don't know if they'll do that Thursday or Saturday. I think they do it the first night, if I remember correctly, right? They did it the first night. I remember I was sitting up high, and that's where I was sitting the first night. So I don't know, but they usually announce that and the tickets, and they put a promotion price out. So we're able to.
That was it was the last thing they did, I think.
Okay, yeah. Either way, just they announced where it's going to be next year at some point during our time there. Something to keep in mind: the first night, all of the lower seating is taken because they do the 1 to 4 star diamond walk across the stage. So you really can't sit on the bottom. After that night on Friday, the first general session, a lot of people didn't know this. And I remember me and Pam saw Jeff Matthewson and he told us, you can sit down on the bottom level on the floor level on the left and right side. So I think that was great to know because we got really, really great seats. So getting over there early, doing your workout, making sure you're getting over there, giving yourself enough time to walk. what's really great about Indy is that everything's connected by Skybridge. You can go outside, but you don't have to. So a lot of the hotels are connected to it too. And it's pretty easy to figure out if you've never been there, because there's signs and you see everyone's going in what direction and kind of just follow and find it. But just make sure to get over there early if you want to get those seats, and we can coordinate. Maybe last year we literally went over early and saved like 25 seats, and we went and were able to sit together, which was really, really nice. So Rachel Hollis is doing her keynote, I'm pretty sure on Friday. And then Friday night, we are going to be doing a little happy hour get together at Mindy was gracious to offer her Airbnb to get together before, if anyone's going to the Success Club party. So again, we will get you guys times on that to make sure you are, I'll have an agenda so you can print it out before you go, or have it in your phone so we know what everything is for our team stuff. Saturday, again, we have the 2 different sessions. We have the general session, and then we have celebration at night. Before celebration, I'd really like to do, since we're not doing the first night now, like we did last year, have a drink or two, maybe some appetizers, and then head over to celebration together. We don't, especially now because we're going to be broken out for the sessions, we probably won't see each other as much as we would like to. So I kind of want to make sure we have these checkpoints during Summit to be able to see each other, since we don't really get to see each other. Oh, and then one other thing, super workout. What time, Pam, did you get up and get out there last year? Fighting people.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I got there I would say an hour before it started by myself. Wait,
I remember, I think I was in my room and up, I texted you at 5. It was 5:00. And you're like, I'm here. I'm like, okay. I am not, I'm coming now. But she was there 5 in the morning, and it starts at 6.
By myself, holding down a street corner.
She literally was fighting people.
Brittany met me there very soon, but yeah. So it gets, and we have more people this year, I think, so it gets crowded. So yeah, I'm not doing that alone.
And that spot was really awesome. So maybe, this is why I like that it's in the same location, because we know we're going. If you maybe want to try to get, if we can, that same spot again, that would be great. I'll be there super early too, so we'll figure it out. But we're gonna get a good spot for everyone and try to. And I think we're gonna wear our shirts that day, right, for the workout. Yeah. So we'll make sure we get those out to everybody, and we could wear those and take fun pictures. And that workout is really fun. It's long. I was so sore after it because it was an hour, and you can pretty much legs, because there's not much, you can't do push-ups in the middle of the street. So yeah, really looking forward to doing that together. Is there anything else that I missed that you want to add?
I'd just say the general sessions were chilly, so wear layers.
And what to wear? Yeah,
most wear workout clothes a lot of the times, except for the events. Just
to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable. You're sitting for a long time, and you're walking a lot, so be comfortable. You don't need to be, if you're walking the stage and you want to wear a cute outfit for that, that's awesome. Or honestly, I'm not going to tell you what to wear. I'm just going to say it's nice to be comfortable, because we are sitting a lot, we are walking a lot, we're walking down a lot of stairs. We're going to be logging a lot of steps when you're at Summit. So you want to make sure that you are comfortable, and bring a sweatshirt. Definitely. It was cold in there. And then the other thing I want to say is the core. What?
Bring snacks.
Oh my gosh. I was starving the whole time I was at Summit.
I ate beach bars all day long, because you can buy beach bars there. There's no shipping on them, obviously, because you're buying them in the core. And I lived off of them in all the general sessions. And Leslie and I and Karen did a, what was that, Instacart order to our hotel room, and got some fresh veggies and stuff. Just because it's difficult to get meals sometimes during the breaks. So
yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Who else is staying at the Conrad? Are you guys doing an Instacart?
Probably.
Okay. Maybe we could do an order, and then, I don't know, we could figure that out. But yeah, I think I'll put a packing list together of clothes, of just recommended things to bring and all that. And then we could, if anybody has any questions, you can let me know. So I'll do the packing list and the agenda for all these things that I mentioned. But it's just so fun, you guys. I'm super excited. I know everybody that was there last year is super excited to go again, just because we had so much fun. So I'm really, really looking forward to just getting there, learning as much as I can, celebrating our team for the big year we had last year and for all that we're accomplishing this year, and just to see you guys and to learn about all the new things that are coming. That's one thing. Beachbody we have a really great, innovative team that there's always something awesome in the pipe, always, for us to look forward to and for us to talk about. Not every company can say that, so this is where all the big announcements come. So I'm another guess of what they're going to announce is probably maybe another seasonal Shakeology flavor, maybe, like something like that.
Like collagen peptides. I think they were looking at another flavor for beach bars. A couple things are possible.
Yeah, like a beach bar flavor. So it's just exciting because it's the first time we hear about that stuff. And, they bring out different people from corporate and, those coach stories are just so good. I mean, Rachel Hollis. There's just so much this year. I know. And last year, I didn't even know who the speakers were, and they were awesome. I mean,
I peed myself. They were so funny.
So good. And I'm like, who are these people? But then I'm like, I want to buy all your books. They're just so, so good. So really, they really do. Beachbody does a great job of putting on an amazing event. The celebration event, when they do the transformation, the Beachbody Challenge winner, best thing ever. I honestly, one of my top 5 moments from Summit is that for sure, maybe top 3. Just get ready to cry because it's so amazing. It's just a great reminder of why we do what we do. And to see those people that have lost like 150 pounds up there and to show their transformation is just really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So if you guys have any questions, obviously feel free to reach out to me or anybody who went last year. And I'm really just excited to see everybody. So Pam, you want to take it over from here?
Yes. First, as I'm talking, so I'm going to talk about fear and actually the law of attraction or manifestation. I'm taking things from 2 different personal development books that I'm reading and listening to. I just want you to think about something in the business that you fear. Either it's an activity you fear doing, a rank you fear achieving, a person you fear recruiting, something that's like holding you back in your business. I just want you to think about that. And if you come up with what it is, just pop it into the chat while I'm talking. You won't interrupt me. But I'm going to talk to you from the book Quantum Love, which sounds completely unrelated to Beachbody. And I'm going to talk to you from Take Control of Your Life, which is an Audible exclusive by Mel Robbins that Leslie had talked to me about. And I have binge listened to in the last 2 days, and it's freaking amazing. And it's very much reminding me of some of the takeaways that I'm reading in this book, Quantum Love. My girlfriends and everyone in my challenge groups and Jackie and Leslie, because I talk about her all the time, know about my obsession with Dr. Laura Berman, who now follows me on Instagram because I plug her so much. I adore her. She's a sex and relationship therapist, and she has a podcast that's fabulous. And she always talks about this book, Quantum Love. So my mom got it for me for Christmas, and we both decided to start reading it together. So I've been reading it every day this week, or for the past 5 days after my workout, just a few chunks here and there. And it's all about this idea that everything is quantum physics and that we are all energy, just to give you a very quick understanding, and that anything that we see or anything that exists in our universe exists because we observe it. And if we didn't observe it, it really doesn't exist. It's all just atomic energy kind of working together. That means our emotions, our feelings, our fears, our interests, the physical space we take, all of it is just atomic energy that we've put into observation. Our fears are unfortunately something we are observing all the time. We are taking into account our fear, and they become real because we are giving them attention. We are giving them that observational space. And that will lead me into what I'm going to say from Mel Robbins, because it's really cool how these 2 books were kind of in alignment. But there's this interesting experiment that she talks about in the beginning of Quantum Love. And I knew of this because of the Big Bang Theory, which is so funny. So if anyone's ever watched that show, you may have heard of Schrodinger's cat. Schrodinger was a physicist. This sounds really morbid. And he would ask people, pretend there's a cat inside of a box. Is the cat alive or dead? And you would be completely correct either way you said it, because no matter what, until you open the box and look inside, the cat is either alive or dead. And people will say, so it's neither thing. But his argument is it's both. because until you put either into actual existence by opening the box and looking, the cat is actually in a state of being both alive or dead. It's not neither alive or dead, but it's either alive or dead. And I know that's morbid, but what Dr. Laura Berman is saying is that our fears are keeping us back from living the life we want because we're seeing that option. But the good option is just as viable. It's the red lights and green lights that I've always talked about, but it's putting it in a different way. So instead of just seeing, okay, I'm red lighting myself, I'm not inviting that person because I'm afraid of having that conversation with her, and we retell the story, okay, if I have this conversation with her, it could go really well. Both possibilities are completely likely. But just like Schrodinger, until he opened the box to see if the cat was alive or dead, it's both the red light and the green light. Until we fear the fear and act on it and move towards it, both possibilities are in existence. And we need to observe the opportunity, take control of that fear, and then we'll see which one actually is the outcome. But typically, regardless of which outcome, okay, yeah, she's not interested or she is interested, we're no longer in fear because we've done the thing. We've opened the box. We've moved towards that space of fear. And that's where Mel Robbins comes into play. And she talks about what you need to do in your own self is identify the patterns that you experience when you feel fear. First off, she says fear is a bodily response. So for some of us, we get tight in the throat, or we get a stomach ache, we get hives, we get flush, we get sweaty, we get nervous. There's these physical experiences we have that trigger our mind to say, oh, I'm afraid of this. I don't want to do this. I fear what's going to come from this. But if we pay attention to those patterns and we think to ourselves what it is for us when we feel fear, I get a stomach ache. That's my thing. Like my stomach's immediately in knots when I feel fear of something. If we identify that pattern, we then can stop ourselves from doing the thing we do after we feel the fear and start doing the thing we should do to stop the fear. What I notice is I get that stomach ache and I either do one of two things. I retreat, like I withdraw. I don't act at all. So maybe I want to say something important to someone, something that I know needs to be said. I get that stomach ache and I don't say it because I don't want to have that stomach ache. Instead of just saying the damn thing, the stomach ache will go away either way, but I'm not going to know what this fear would look like realized if I just hold back. Or when I get in that fear, I get rageful. I get grumpy. This happens with my kids. When I fear losing control of them, all of a sudden I'm like, ah, like crazy mom, right? So I'm either silent and I do nothing, or I'm rageful beast, but neither of these are good things. Because I feel that stomach ache and I act in this way to kind of make it go away. I take control as best as I can. But if I can identify that pattern, as soon as that stomach ache comes, I'm like, okay, I've got my red light or I've got my dead cat. I've got my green light. I've got my alive cat. Let's open the box in the best way possible and have a new approach to it. So she says when you identify your pattern, you identify your physical fear response, you have to start inputting the opposite action of your go-to. So if my opposite action is to retreat, this girl would be a great coach, but how dare I ask her? She's going to think I'm crazy. She's all together already. She's got a business or she's really fit or whatever it is. I'm not going to do it. My stomach is in knots. I'm overthinking this. Nope, not going to talk to her. I'm just going to talk to her and I'm going to have a conversation, and that fear is going to go away because I'm going to act on it. Instead of retreating, I'm going to act on it when I feel that fear. And the more we replace our negative response to that physical fear with a positive response, then we break our pattern, and that becomes our pattern. That becomes our norm. And make sure I'm saying everything I meant to say. Open the box. Yes. Okay. So here's what I want us to do with this from the things that you put in the chat. So I'm going to look at what they are. So recruiting the right people, anything to do with public speaking, not being an expert, fear rejection specific to this business when I reach out to potential challengers. And okay, yeah, you should listen to it. It's really freaking awesome. What I would like us to do for this week's 5-day challenge starting tomorrow is to do that thing for the next 5 days. So if you fear recruiting the right people, every day for the next 5 days, reach out to the right people. Reach out to the people who freak you the F out. If you fear public speaking, Jackie, you've got a live video for the next 5 days. Love you. Okay. Leanne fears reaching out to people reaching out to potential challengers. Perfect. She's going to reach out to 5 potential challengers. Leslie fears putting something in the chat box. She's got to report to this meeting and put something in the chat box for the next 5 days, right? Come up with what it is for you and face that fear for the next 5 days. I am going to reach out to 5 scary, scary people for the next 5 days. I'm committing to it. That'll be 25 people. And I'm going to be on vacation for part of this. It's going to be what it is, but I'm writing it down. I'm going to reach out to 5 people every single day about coaching. Okay. Because it's the coaching thing that freaks me out. It really, really does. Okay. And now for our action item. That's it on our fear feeling. Sorry, I talked about alive and dead cats. I'm glad Teresa wasn't on, or else Cabo would have really been going crazy. In your Instagram, completely off topic, but now because I'm going away this week, and I think a lot of us will be going away soon, what I would like us to do is to search for some people using locations. So go into Instagram, go into the little magnifying glass, and if you click on the search bar, put your cursor in there, your finger in there, you'll see places, and type in a place you will be vacationing this summer. And if you're not vacationing this summer, then type in a place you would like to vacation this summer. Keep it realistic. Everyone would like to vacation in Fiji, but are you going to find your potential customers there? Probably not. So I'm just going to put Washington, D.C. because we will be traveling there. And I'm going to look up some accounts there, and I'm going to find some people who have also tagged Washington, D.C. In fact, I'm going to go with the mall. I'm going to be as specific as possible. I'm going to click on recent. I'm going to see some people who were at the mall today. And I'm going to look at their accounts. I'm going to love on their pictures, and I'm going to follow a couple people. But just it's 9 o'clock now, spend the next 3 minutes just going through the location of a realistic, within our market, destination of vacation that you can find some new people to love on and perhaps to follow and to like. This girl's all up in everything. I like her. Oh, Jackie, this girl's signing up for a half marathon. Oh, dang. Oh. Aw, wedding. All right, friends, that was 3 minutes. I got to go rescue my mom because she's been taking care of my kids for far too long. I also think maybe you could start now and everyone can send a quick invite, one last follow-up, whatever you want to do, or send the sample workout to somebody before you go to bed, just because you did the workout this morning or at 8 p.m. tonight, either way, and because it's freaking awesome. And that's that. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to stop recording.